Hello and welcome to Business Hub, your one-stop business mart where we link up business owners with their target market. My name is Omobolanle Adesuyi, and today on Business Hub we would be discussing the fashion industry in Nigeria. And I have with me live in the studio Mrs. Atinuke Smith. She is a fashion entrepreneur. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining me on Business Hub.
My pleasure.
So what does fashion mean to you?
Fashion to me means comfort, means eclectic. That's something that is not, don't see every day. So you have to keep evolving, keep something new, something fresh.
When you say we don't see it every day, what do you mean?
That means we are not just following the trend. We try to make something new out of the old.
Okay.
Because usually there really nothing new. But you make something new out of the old.
We're just recycling, because really, if you look at some of the styles we see now, you discover that.
The old,
yeah.
I'm sure it's still coming back in another way.
Okay. So, what inspired your interest in fashion?
My mom was a fashion designer. She even has a degree in fashion and designing.
Really?
So I did not think
a degree.
Yes.
Are there institutions that offer fashion design?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now we have it in Nigeria. We have institutions like even some universities are offering it as a post degree. Yes.
So how would you describe the fashion industry in Nigeria? How are we doing?
I think we're doing fantastic. We are evolving and we're adjusting. We're getting better and better, and we are on the map right now. Especially the African-inspired, fashion and our fabrics and all the designs and everything. So we are in a good spot. We can do better, but we're not bad. We're not doing badly.
How long have you been in this?
26 years.
That's almost 3 decades.
Yes.
Okay, so now looking at how fashion has evolved over the years since you've been in this for almost 3 decades, what would you say has changed?
I think the emergence of entrepreneurship into fashion and designing has made a lot of changes, because we now see it's beyond our skill, not just being able to piece fabrics together. Now we understand that there's a basis, instead of just going to the roadside tailor and learning how to sew, there's a basis that you need to have, the foundation you need to have, like being able to sketch, being able to put your designs on paper, or even use technology to design and all that. So we see all the emergence of technology also affecting fashion and everything. So it has really evolved over time, and it's a different ballgame entirely from where we're coming from. Okay,
from where we were coming from. What are the challenges you see a lot of fashion entrepreneurs experience?
I think one of the things is in the area of training, because in the olden days I trained in the 90s, and it's not like it is now. We are in this century now. We see a lot of new technology, especially has affected everything. The type of machines we're using, so people need to upgrade. So training is important. How to use those new machines, and also your skill. The skill side is also being affected, because you cannot use the old trainings to still want to use it for the young ones that are just coming out. So we need to upgrade. I see challenges in the area of training, because we see a lot of people say they are training, but what they are passing on to the next generation is not the standard. So we need to structure our training, which we don't have in the industry right now. Everybody's just doing what they like. I can train, come and pay me with this amount to train, and when you get
so when you talk about structuring the training, how do you mean?
I mean the industry should do. Fashion industry itself should do. I know we have a father that is the whole organization under for fashion design, but it's not really strong in all the states, and it's not structured like everybody's under it. So everybody's just doing what they like. We're not structured. So even though the association exists, it's just a few people that belong to the association. It's not a must that you have to be. So everybody just.
Do you think there should be some form of compulsion?
I think we should, so that we can have structure. We know those who are trainers separately, those who are into production separately. So everybody will have. Don't call yourself a trainer when you don't even have a syllabus. You don't have all those things that used to be there. For instance, if you say you're at school now, they expect you to have lesson notes. Those are people come from the government to come and check the schools and make sure that they're doing the right thing. So, but fashion, who is doing that? Everybody just doing what they like.
So there are no sanctions for.
Yes, we don't have proper bodies that does that. So I think those are some of the challenges, especially in Europe. So training is affecting the quality of training that is coming to we are giving to the next generation. And then emergence of technology has also affected fashion in a big way. So if you are using the old knowledge to do what we're doing right now, you find that you'll be obsolete after a while. So I think that's another challenge, being able to understand the usage of the new machineries. And
now, looking at going into fashion business, what exactly do you need?
I think that you can never underestimate the power of your skill. Very important. You have to know, because yes, knowledge is power. Is what you know that also changes what you do. So I think whoever is going to that, make sure you hold yourself that duty to make sure you learn at the right place, or even go to school to learn. Even after going to school, still do some practical mentorship. Get somebody to mentor you. Do some internship in different places to gain experience for the practical side of your skill.
And would you say fashion business is lucrative?
It is. There's money, no doubt.
Well, what are the aspects? I know it's a whole world, a whole world of business on its own. What are the various aspects that one can go into?
Value chain. Everybody does not have to sew. Because that's where everybody think, I want to, everybody wants to reduce to everybody. But there's a lot of value chain. We have the modeling part, the photography, we have bloggers, fashion bloggers, we have those who resell, we have e-commerce sites, we have so many, there's so many value chain that we have that you could go into. Those who do Adesuyi is part of the value chain. Those who provide the fabrics, part of the value chain. So
you could just be a fabric consultant.
You could, and you could be a stylist, a fashion stylist. That's you tell me what type of shoes go with what I want to do my wedding, the color codes I should use that will match for the bridal training, for the whatever. It could be that you consult on that. You help me put everything. We have event planners. It's part of it. Everything is joined.
Event planning is a part of fashion.
It is, because at times you have to make sure that the event goes smoothly. So everything is under. It's related somehow. So I think we should not all think we all have to stay behind the machine and be sewing and doing that. We have those who sketch. They come up with designs. They don't sew, but they're able to sketch and give it to you. I remember my first collection I did. When I didn't know how to sew, somebody sketched, a doctor actually, is a medical doctor that sketched, did all my first collection.
A medical doctor?
Yes, amazing. If you saw, if you had seen the design, they were, fantastic. So, that's a skill. You could make money from that. And you could teach people also how to sketch. So it doesn't have to be, you could start a school and just teach them how to design and sketch. So not necessarily everybody have just...
it's actually sounding very interesting to me, because I've looked at the way fashion has grown over the years. For instance, what you're wearing, did you make it? You see? So now you see that in the past, it used to be more of English wares, imported wares, and brands and all that coming from outside the country. But right now we see that a lot of people go for Nigerian-made wares. You see kimonos made in Ankara fabric. You see, swimsuits. A lot of foreign wares, but made with our very own fabric. What do you think happened?
I think we've evolved over the years, and we're seeing that we are beginning to appreciate our own things more than then the government is also trying to discourage us from importing, breaking in things. And when you stop that, it helps people to look within that what do we have, and we're actually so endowed. We are so blessed. We are so with people with skill, with wisdom, with a lot of fantastic gifts that we have in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. So it will force us to look with it, and it has done that. So I like my own designs. I make sure I don't do a lot of
what you're wearing is actually very lovely.
Native wears. I just always do one bear something. I'm not that. But I like to my design are African inspired, but like a cosmopolitan feel. That is the corporate side of it. This can. That's
a lot of English. Can you break it down for us?
As in it captures different cultures, not necessarily only Africa, as in this can be one outside Nigeria, not necessarily our own blouse that you have to your head. It looks different, but it has the touch of that touch of European touch and everything, not just African feel. So that's the idea. So you can wear it anywhere in the world. You can wear it to the office. We have the office wears, which are corporate, casuals, ethnic wears. We know we're making kaftans, bubus, and so we have it in different forms like that.
Let me just comment that you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you. This is really beautiful. Okay, so now looking at the tailors, fashion designers, you see that some of them do not want to improve. They do not want to go for upgrades. Once they go for the first training of learning how to cut and sew, they just stay relaxed and sit back. And sometimes, the customers, the consumers are also evolving with time. They're checking out what's trending and all that. But what is impeding these tailors and fashion designers from meeting up with the demand of their customers in terms of trends?
Exposure is very important, especially when work on expanding your mind, because people feel, oh, once I can sew, I can piece fabric together, I'm a tailor, I'm a designer, but beyond that, it makes, recently, maybe in the past 2 years, I just discovered that, I mean, learning is a tool for managing your business. When you learn, the more you learn, the more you desire to expand, to do something different, to do something new. But if you just stay in your small space and you not leave that place in the last 5 years, you'll find out that the world is moving, but you're actually not moving. After a while, you'll find out you can't catch up with what is happening, because people that are learning, not only in the area of their skill, they're also learning how to manage their business. That's very important. Entrepreneurship cannot be removed from whatever profession you are, whether you are a tailor, whether you are a designer, whether you are whatever you are. That part of managing your business, the business side of your skill, is very, very important.
Okay, so since you mentioned the issue of managing your business, now another issue with a lot of fashion designers is timeliness. You give a tailor your fabric and say, okay, I want it ready at this particular time, and you get all the assurance that it's going to be ready, but in the end, you discover that they don't meet up with that time. What exactly is responsible for this?
Structure. When the business does not have a structure, that's part of why they need to do entrepreneurship training. When the business does not have a structure, if you don't have structure, you have issues. For instance, when a customer, brings in something, there should be a system, processes and systems in a business.
Okay.
And some of the tailors, they don't know that. They just collect and dump, collect and dump. But when they come in, how do you take your things when they come in? You have to record what the customer wants, the styles, the whatever, the measurement, everything. You've done that. Then there should be a date on what they are collected.
So you must have like a schedule.
I'm telling you, we call it spec sheets and everything. So you have to put everything, specification sheets, everything. The date is there, collection date and everything. So you know. And if you're not going to meet up with the time you're giving the customer, you have a duty to call and say, I'm sorry, I gave you the 14th of May. You won't be able to collect, please. You gave me 2 days more, whatever. So we don't do all that. We just think, oh, everybody should just bring and you collect and collect. And even you bite more than you can chew. You're taking too many. You should look at what you have. If you know you're not going to be able to finish it, you deserve, you're right, and you should say to the customer, I'm sorry, it can't be ready in a week that you're asking. Maybe give me 2 weeks or give me, this is, be able to. But we can't do that because there's no structure. There's no proper process. You don't even know you're giving somebody else a particular. So what should be done is, in a week you should know who comes first, who are you giving date to, and that cannot come by putting in your brain. You have to write it down. It must be recorded so that you can say, okay, Mrs. Alao came this on, we are giving her 15th of, so the next person is coming in, I'm going to give her. So if you can't do it, just say I'm sorry. Or if you are going to do express, know that you are able to squeeze it in and do it.
All right, it's still Business Hub right here on Impact Africa Television channel 181 on Star Times. We'll go on a short break now, and then we'll be back to discuss more on the fashion industry in Nigeria. All right, welcome back. You're still tuned to IATV, channel 181 on Star Times, and we're discussing the fashion industry right here on Business Hub with Mrs. Atinuke Smith, a fashion entrepreneur. Okay, so let's talk about the contribution of the fashion industry to Nigeria's economy generally.
I think we are one of, part of the industry that's providing employment right now, because at least however you want it, you have like one person who have, and in the private sector, which we are a major part of, we are doing well in providing employment and getting people to find something to do. So I think we are doing very much in that area.
Okay, and do you see the environment being encouraging? Talking about the Nigeria environment, are people really responding to the fashion industry in Nigeria?
I think we have a lot of youth. In fact, it's amazing the way they are coming into the industry. I know how many I've trained this year alone, and this is just, I mean, we've just gone half of the year. Yes. And I have trained quite a few, and most of them are even graduates. So that's the amazing part of it. So I'm looking at the next 5 years. Wow, the industry is going to explode.
You mentioned earlier that we're now incorporating fashion into the syllabus of our schools. How are we doing in that area?
I think some universities are already taking it as a degree course. We have some universities
and some polytechnics.
They're taking it in. But I think schools, we should start with the younger ones, maybe like the secondary schools. There should be a proper, introduction of all those things. Not only fashion, maybe plumbing and all different carpentry and all that. So we used to do it when I was younger, when I was in the secondary school. I remember that you were forced to pick one, whether you like it or you have to pick one. Yes,
we need to bring back those days.
You have to have one skill. They forced us to. I think I did. Okay, I did agric. I took agriculture. It was part of the things you could read. I remember planting yam and all that. So I think we should put it into our secondary school curriculum. They should have something they are, started out. So as they're leaving, they just continue on that path too. So I think the government should look into that, adding it specifically to our secondary schools.
Okay, a lot of fashion entrepreneurs complain about the fact that when you employ people, you have to employ those who have who carry the kind of vision that you carry. If not, you might have problems with actually forging ahead with your business. Have you ever had that challenge?
I think you can't say you want to employ people that have your vision, because you have to share your vision with whoever you are bringing on board. But you have to look at the skill set, and then you have to look at the character. Those are the two things you look when you employ people. The character, does it fit in? So that's what they call company culture. Every business must have a culture. So is that culture you pass on? That is, culture has to do with your behavioral pattern, how you handle situations, your team spirit and everything within the company and everything. So everybody picks it up. When you come into your company, how do you treat customers? Do you see them as king? They also see them as king. Are you always fighting with your customer? When you do that, the staff also will not respect your customers. They will fight.
So you think the issue is with the employer, the owner of the business?
You have to put your culture. They can't bring anything from it. Even though somebody behaves well, you imagine if somebody has good character and enters into a place where the culture is bad. After a while, is either the person leaves or the culture also adapts to what is on ground. So that's why the visioneer of the business must have a culture, company culture. That is what you believe. This is what we stand for. These are core values.
And then you pass it
Yes,
down.
as people come in, it will be passed down. And people are watching. You can say something and be behaving differently. So when they see that here, there's no place for theft, there's no place for backbiting, there's no place for, you respect customers, you're on time, you're not late, everything is tabbed. When you come, you sign in, you sign out, your jobs is tabbed and everything. Everybody will not just, behave anyhow, because there is going to be accountability, there's going to be responsibility, there's going to be. So when all those core values are there, they don't have a choice when they come in, and then you pass it on, because people are very funny. To manage people is very tough. So you will find people that brings in their own character, but when they find that the culture is not accepting it, they either fall in or they leave, either of the way. So it now depends on you. So as they come in, your vision has to be properly repeated to them. This is what we do here, this is how we do here. When you see people going in another direction, we don't do that here, this is what we do. You have to keep instilling that the culture must be followed. That is what makes it different. The location also matters where you are, because overhead is what determines pricing. Pricing is not just taken from the thin air. You take it from your overhead. How much are you paying your labor? At times, some people have cheap labor. They could be paying, maybe salary is 15,000, and somebody's paying 60K so for a tailor. So tell me how the two of them want to charge the same thing. It's not possible. If I pay tailor 60K and you're paying to your tailor 15,000, it's not the same on the same level. So definitely my overhead is higher than your own. So you can't be telling me to charge 5,000 naira for a skirt and a blouse. It's ridiculous. How would I meet up with my bills at the end of the month? How would I be able to pay salary? There is petrol. At times, some areas there might be no lights. You run generator from morning till evening.
So how do you want to, at the end of the day, that's why people that are doing this type of, they will complain there's no money because pricing is not done properly. And then some people don't sit down and write, this is what there was a day I did something like that. I made I want to supply a store, and I've done the blouse and everything. I said, somebody said, auntie, this thing should not be more than 10K. It's okay. I said, do you know what? Let us do a calculation. Let's do a calculation of what went into this. By the time we finished it was 9,500. So if we have sold it for 10K, that means we are making 500 naira. And inside that 500 naira, all the whatever
logistics and all.
Doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So we said, okay, let's do maybe like 12.5 at least. There's still something, So that's how you have to look at it. You can't just pick your price from there and say, oh, it's 3.5, oh, it's 2,000. I see them on IG. Everybody's saying 2,500. But when you see what they are, either the fabric is not quality or the sewing is very poorly done or whatever. So let's be sincere with ourselves. You will have to sit and price properly. Timing. At times I go to the market, I was park in a car park. They charge me 100 naira for parking there, for looking for a customer. You have to pay for it. Customers will pay for it. It's part of the...
This is a whole lot. But I must say it is really eye-opening. But let's look at the issue of, some tailors do ready-to-wear, while some do bespoke. Can you enlighten us on that?
Bespoke tailoring is, cut to fit. I mean, then somebody is bringing fabric, and then you are measuring it to specifically, to the measurement of the person that's brought the fabric, and the style is also determined by the customer and everything. You agree on this is what I want to use my fabric for, or you could find the style for the person but specifically made to fit for the person. But ready to wear is off the rack. You could be done in sizes 14, 12, 16, with your size chart, whether you are using US size chart, UK size chart, or whatever.
So which is more demanding and profitable?
Both are demanding, both are profitable, but I would say ready to wear would take more you have to have more financial stability to do ready to wear, because they're going to be doing clothing. Bespoke, you could decide to wait for customers to come. When they come, you sew what they want. But for ready to wear, you have to produce. You have to produce before customers can buy. So at least a design should have at least like 5 pieces. At least like 5. That's the list. 5 pieces of the same design for different sizes. So you can imagine if I want to make that in numbers, and so some people say they are doing ready to wear, just smile. They don't know what ready to wear is, because it takes a lot to be able to do that.
And you can't
both? Stop. You can't. I'm doing that right now. I'm combining both. But I know some people that will say they would never do bespoke tailoring. They don't even want wahala with any customer. Let me just do my ready to wear. They come, let them pick it and go. If it's not okay, you wear it, you put it back on the rack. If you trust and it sizes and you like it, you pay and you go.
So how do you deal with tough customers?
We have good ones. We have, you always have difficult ones.
Definitely. That's why I want to know how you deal with
them. So we try and pacify them. We try and be as nice as you can be. What I do is I try to make sure that I relate with my customer in a way where there is a relationship. It's beyond the business. So when they come in, it's not only about the clothing. We talk about so many things. Oh wow, we have even our children. When you do that, at times some people even come to you not because of what you saw, because you have time to discuss personal things. I know some of my customers that I discuss marriage issues with. So that's my own tactic of creating a relationship with them. When they have my events, I could also attend, and I try to have a personal touch. That's what I'm saying. So it keeps that in their mind. So everybody should have a strategy for growing their business. Okay. So that is my own strategy. Creating a relationship with them beyond. So it's not just an official thing. You're just coming in and measure you and say, okay, this is what you want. Thank you. Good evening. Bye bye. No. So I just say, how are your family, children? Oh, you're going for swimming. You discuss other things that are different. So
they know you're not just interested in collecting
you should
their
devise
money.
a strategy for handling your customers. Everybody has strengths, we vary. There's some people, they say when they go there, their face is just straight. When you do that, people will say, what is wrong with her? They won't want to come again. But try and be nice. Try and smile. Even if you are not used to, you have to learn it. Try and smile. Be nice to them. Don't just make it official. They are here to sew and please go and don't disturb me. Take time to do that.
So how often should a fashion designer go for training?
It is a lifelong thing. You cannot stop. I am In fact, I think I am obsessed with learning. Right now, because I do offline, online, everywhere.
And it shows.
I mean, I have to, because the world is now a global village. We are connected. Competitors are not only Nigerians, now Africans. We are competing with the whole globe. So you can't afford to just be, be
Limited.
zero and not know what's happening, and just be in your small space and be pressing your machine, you will just find that the world has gone. I'm telling you, so much opportunity, especially for women. We need to, wake up. There's so much opportunity for us. And I've traveled twice this year, and I've not spent my money. It's been on, opportunities that give, yes, for women outside Nigeria, that trainings and they treat us like queens and kings.
Are there websites that youths can visit to?
It just depends on what you're looking for. If it's for, in fact, it's everywhere. Just instead of just going online and wasting your time on Facebook, posting what you ate yesterday, and let's take time to go to Google and find. Just type it in, whatever you're looking for, anything you're looking for, just type it in. Scholarships for women in business, trainings for women in business, you can even put free trainings for women in business, courses, and a lot will pop up, and you look at the one that fits you and pick the one that you think will be okay for you, that you can handle.
And of course, that's applicable to other businesses.
We all businesses everywhere, and there's some are connected. They can even pack fashion designers and the addressers and everybody together, because business training cuts across. It's not just about fashion. There are some that specialize to your profession, and there's some that are just business. How to manage your business. 15 years ago, I was running a circle, just going round and round, and so, hey, what have I done? This business, money is coming, but I cannot capture it. What's going on? So I had to go for entrepreneurship training. When I did that, oh goodness, I now saw that there was like a skill was removed. Oh, so there's another life outside there. Learn how to manage your money. How does your money go in and come out? How capture, follow the money, capture what is happening in your business, what is happening. Learn how to structure. Like we said, you won't be fighting with customers the day they should come out. Those are structures.
I've really had fun today. I must say,
internal, external structure. Put everything into it so that it will run well. It's like feeding your body. When you feed your body well, you eat proper food, balanced diet, you grow. Business is the same thing. When you put all the things you need to put into it, you grow also. But when you don't know. Knowledge is power.
We really have to go. There is really so much to glean from you. I must really thank you. But before I let you go, I want you to give a word of advice to upcoming fashion entrepreneurs that want to be like you.
Yeah, thank you so much. If you are watching me from today, I just want to say to you, first and foremost, you owe yourself the best training ever. If you are going to go into this profession, make sure you learn from the best of the best. And learning does not stop. Once you learn from somebody, does not mean that's the end of it. You can also, go to different intern with people, go to different places, capture as many before you jump into starting your own business. Make sure you capture as much as you can, understand how the business run, go for entrepreneurship training, expose yourself, network with people, collaborate with people. Those are ways of learning. Learning is not just sitting in the classroom. When you meet people, you learn from people. So do all that. Make sure they are not an island. Find people that can help you. Find mentor. Mentorship is important. Find people that can mentor you. I have mentors in different areas of my life, business, relationship, ministry, so many areas. So find people that are doing what you want to do and have gone where you want to go. So when you do that, they can hold your hands and help you get to your destination. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Atinuke Smith. I've had a fantastic time today on Business Hub, speaking with fashion entrepreneur Mrs. Atinuke Smith. We'll pull the plugs on this edition of Business Hub here. My name is Omobolanle Adesuyi. Join us again next week for another exciting time on Business Hub. Remember that you can watch Business Hub on YouTube at IATV Africa. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.